NVIDIA is backing a massive OpenAI data center campus in Ohio with a financial commitment of up to $105 billion. The 20-year project could eventually deliver 8 gigawatts of IT capacity, with the first 800 megawatts expected to be online by 2028. NVIDIA will also supply chips for the first phase, showing how AI infrastructure deals now extend beyond GPUs to include things like power and buildings, and of course, financing. Does NVIDIA's massive financial commitment to OpenAI give it too much influence over the AI infrastructure market?
Well, the initial offer was that they'd put 250 billion in here. This is scaled back to 105 billion. It's still a mind-blowingly large amount of money that NVIDIA is putting up here. Now, they've got a lot of money. They've sold a lot of GPUs at really good margins, so they're sitting on a big stack of cash. And yeah, this does mean that they're absolutely, as the primary provider of the infrastructure that goes into this massive data center, they're absolutely taking a big chunk out of the pie that is the future AI. And even though this is scaled back to roughly half the size, the current deal is for just over 4 gigawatts of IT capacity, 5 gigawatts of power generation. That's natural gas power generation, and I like that this is at a site in Ohio that was previously used by the Department of Energy for uranium enrichment. Yet it's going to be gas powered. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of this sort of situation where NVIDIA is guaranteeing the data centers where NVIDIA's equipment is going in. In this case, they feel pretty confident because OpenAI signed that 20-year lease from SoftBank, or SoftBank Energy, which is the operator that's building the actual data center campus. We see a lot of these, though. We see a lot of places where NVIDIA is guaranteeing that money will change hands and getting a guarantee that a lot of the money it's putting in will come back to itself. There's a chunk of risk out there, though. There is a chunk of risk that if the future of AI doesn't come out to be what everybody is expecting it to be, that NVIDIA is going to maybe find themselves over-leveraged. And that was something that very much concerned their investors. Their stock price dropped when they made the initial announcement of the $250 billion here. And now it's down to just over $100 billion as a result of that lack of happiness amongst the investors. If this is a bubble, this circular funding is going to cause a big problem. It's going to cause a big problem, particularly for NVIDIA. And of course, the law of unintended consequences means it'll be an opportunity for somebody else if that happens. Of course, if this isn't a bubble, if there is actually great value being delivered by these massive data center build-outs, then NVIDIA stands to make huge amounts of money, even more so than they already are. And Jensen can probably afford to get himself another leather jacket.